What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning the channel today here at 323 Fabrication. Buick Roadmaster. Man, I love this car. After driving it around the yard, definitely have got to get it where I can drive it around town. I'm just kind of doing the bare minimum of what it needs. We're going to patch the floor, put carpet in it, put seats in it, put exhaust on it. Transmission leak still leaking, but gonna get a fuel cell in the trunk today and try and get that working again where we can fire it back up. So y'all hang out with us. Got a little more done on this old Buick. I think I got the trans leak about stopped. I just tightened up some of them clamps I had put on the cooler hoses. We leaned the carburetor up quite a bit and it runs better. And then took the base for the oil bath air cleaner that was factory, cleaned it up, painted it, put a filter in it, and that's the filter that came in the air cleaner on the C10. And then Dad found a piece of plate and I cut it, painted it to give it a top, so it does have an air cleaner without us having to really spend any money. So there you go. We're gonna keep tinkering on it. I gotta start putting interior in it, I reckon. Patching the floors, because it's got some real soft spots. But if we can get it patched up enough, put carpet in it, it'll at least be a driver. Put the seats in it. I love this car. I'm gonna pull it up here where I can blow through the fuel lines with the air compressor. And then I got a spare fuel cell. I'm gonna see if the fuel line's usable on the car, we're gonna put a fuel cell in the trunk, make it more usable. And then I'm gonna work on starting to patch these floors. Here's my seat. Listen to this thing. Reverse is all the way down. Brakes work good. Put it here in low. Go for a lap. Power steering works great. It's like driving a yacht. This thing floats. Oh golly. Hit that with some speed. Cool old car. I like it a lot. Definitely gonna have to drive it around. Gotta get it there though. Needs interior and finish polishing on it a little bit. It's gonna be cool. This thing's low, so this is right at, like y'all are seeing it. Let's see. Let me change the zoom. Well, no, that's more appropriate, I guess. But y'all are right at my eye height. I'm looking through the phone at the car. Which this is a wide angle. Let's see if we get up close on it. Yeah, that's about right. So eyeballs are about roof height. I'm like 5'10", so this is a, pretty low. I don't think lowering it anymore is necessary. Get Molly, shop pupper. Temporary fuel tank, temporary fuel line feed. This was in that fitting right there. Turn this where y'all can see. Oop, where am I at? Alright. But there's the factory line, runs down there and down the frame. It's only one line, no return. So I filled it with PB Blaster and then brake clean and blew it all out, and it seems to be pretty clean, nothing real bad coming out the back of it. It comes out over there. Now I'm gonna probably punch a hole in the floor and put a fuel cell inside the car. We'll study on that a minute, but I have a couple of fuel cells I'm gonna go see. Probably the bigger one, just because this car is gonna get terrible fuel mileage. And then try to get it primed, make it run again. And then once we do that, start working on probably patching the floor up and then exhaust. But I'm gonna see if there's maybe a drain we can knock out or something under all this junk I put in here. Just set the fuel cell back here and bungee strap it down. But that way we'll be able to drive the car more than around the yard. Okay, got our fuel cell. Now I set it on an angle because of where that comes out of the tank. I thought that way you'd be able to use more of the fuel in it. Not really sure. Got a filter in line that runs down under the car, out of the spare tire well, and hooks to the hard line. I will zip tie this stuff up, but I want to make sure it works first. So we'll see if we can get it to prime and run. Sound like we got a little bit of a mess. But it's pulling fuel, which is awesome. Uh-oh. Still got our transmission leak. We got a gas tank, which is really exciting. I'll strap it down, make it easier to drive the car once we get the interior back in it. I wonder if that sending unit wire will work on this sending unit and this fuel cell. I'm going to. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Got everything packed back in the trunk. We've just been storing stuff in the car that has to do with the car, and that way it takes up less room in the shop. But took the sending unit wire out from under the car, hooked it up, and then ran a ground to a little tab down here. And the fuel gauge is not pegging all the way past full anymore, so maybe it is working. There's not a lot of fuel in this tank though, and it's showing about half, so it might not be right, but it's better than nothing. It's gonna be a good little cruiser. Well, this is gonna be my solution for Buick floors. Some old road signs, and then the holes I'll take some license plates and cover that with. Before I do any of this, I'm finna take that Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal primer and paint the entire floor of this car to at least try and slow it down. I'm not gonna restore this car. The likeliness is we probably won't keep this car forever. But what I wanna do is slow the rust down so it doesn't get as bad as fast. And once this thing's got interior in it and it runs and drives, it'll be in a garage, so it shouldn't get rained on a whole lot. Obviously it's getting rained on here, but having a rear glass in it has definitely sealed the car up better than the way it was for the last 20 years sitting in the yard where we got it. But it does have a few holes, but that's kind of my solution. These are soft spots. I don't want you to, walk through the floor, and I will, like I said, I will cover the holes, and then it's going to get some carpet and seats, and That's going to be my solution for being able to drive this car. I don't want to spend a ton of time building actual floors for it. I don't know if you can buy them. I don't want to spend the money on them, even if you can, because I want this to be a cheap, no frills hot rod. And it does still need exhaust. So exhaust, floors, interior. That's kind of what the list is for me. But I'm going to go ahead and get to painting on this thing. This Buick has been sitting since the last video. Some more of my transmission fluid leak that I haven't fixed yet. Literally. So the last time I crunked this car was probably at least 2 weeks ago. And I put the hot battery cable on, went in there, turned the key on, clicked the carb a couple times, clicked the start button. This dude fired right up, running a little bit, warmed up, idled, backed it up. This is a really cool car. And it's really, I mean, it's not a bad car. So I want to get some interior in it where I can drive it. This bucket's leaving a little bit to be desired. But I'm going to get some painting done today, I think. Molly likes it. Molly's a Buick girl. Molly, you a Buick girl? Yeah. Alright. Still drying, but took a screwdriver and knocked up all the loose sound deadening and seam sealer. Painted everything except the heater piece, but it's pretty solid, so it's all good. But it looks good. We'll get some street signs and some license plates riveted in there. Then lay the carpet out, get some carpet in it, put the seats back in it, have us a good driver. Here is the plan. Anywhere it's soft or there's holes, I'm just gonna pop some sheet metal over it, license plates for the holes, and this is just gonna cover the soft spot. This whole floor is pretty soft on this side. Same thing over there. Up here it's not super bad, but it's, you know, it's gonna get worse, so I'm gonna cover it. I am gonna cut this open though, but that's the plan. Just kind of get it patched in and then we're gonna put some carpet over it. And guys, if we end up selling this car, I'm gonna show everybody this. Like, I don't, you know, I'm not hiding anything. So plus you can go on YouTube and see the car, just so everybody knows. But this is my cheap, quick solution, and that's what I want to do. Can you dig it? Got some official floor patches in. Pop riveted them in there. The idea is so that you don't walk through the floor of the car. It was pretty soft back here and over there. And this one probably wasn't necessary, but it was kind of soft up here. So now I'm gonna go get the carpet, roll it out in here and let it start just kind of trying to lay flat. I have to pull the gas pedal out and cut holes and everything else, but a little bit closer. That one right there helped a bunch, didn't you? Didn't you? You helped a whole bunch, didn't you? This is that $20 roll of carpet I got at Ollie's Bargain Barn. It's gray, you know, but I figured it was kind of a neutral color. They didn't have a good green or anything. They had a brown. I guess it could have gone brown, but went with gray. So it's gonna work. I'm gonna get it kind of situated where I think it needs to be, do a little trimming, and then block it real good, try to get it to lay flat. I am gonna try to run it up the dash a little ways, see if I got a way to fasten it. And then the back seat comes to, you know, about there, so we'll see. These are skinny sill plates, whatever you want to call them. This carpet needs to be about 6 inches wider. So I got some little patch pieces stuck on this side. Unfortunately, it ended up being this side instead of the other side. So I got that side fit first. It's a little wrinkly. It's really not bad. I was able to get the back, but evidently as the carpet goes forward, it's not perfectly straight. So I do have the back underneath on both sides. Finna put the rear seat in. It really doesn't look bad. I used a torch and a center punch. heated it up and melted all my screw holes through it. I'm gonna try and split this or something and get that wrinkle out of it. Got a sign stuck under there, a license plate stuck under there. Got it behind both the little side panels. I'm gonna see if I can split that some more and get some of that wrinkle out of it. Tucked it up everywhere I could. Cut the heater piece out of it, but for $20, I am more than satisfied. It's gonna look good. We got a rear seat now. Look at that pattern. How cool is that? With the armrest. And it is super comfy. Like, ugh. Riding in style. It's hot today. But it's one seat. Now we gotta get the one that don't match, but that's okay. The idea is to be able to drive it. So it's a cheap hot rod. Wish the front seat was in that shape, because that's definitely usable. Front seat that was in this thing was garbage. But I'm gonna go get this old gray seat I got for it and throw it in here, see how it looks. Here's where we are. So this seat's way too narrow. This is for long-legged people that sit in the back. But I bought this off Facebook for like 50 bucks, I think. But I have one bolt in it on that side in a factory bolt hole. I'd use a longer bolt. And then these are my other bolt holes. But that's all I'm gonna do with this for now. I might try and see if I can find another seat, just depends. Still got stuff in here kind of holding everything down. But we got a back seat. Turned out good. And I also took the starter switch out from under the hood where it was and moved it into the car so that it'll be easier to get running and restart or whatever. So I was gonna have to move it eventually, and it's just zip tied. But I'll probably make a this touch in here. And this power seat does work. I hooked it up to a DeWalt battery and got it adjusted. So let's see. I'll get my new carpet dirty. But there's my starter button. And I'll probably leave it there for now. Let's see. Has a cold start. I haven't fired it up in a couple days. Need to wipe the dash off. It'd look a lot better, wouldn't it? Gooseneck, so I'm gonna move this car so I don't throw sparks and stuff all over it. I should have put my trunk down. Look out, move. Well, it died. Close this so I can see where I'm going. Go cruise around the yard real quick. done. Get rid of that exhaust leak. That's super cool. No, it's gonna keep running. I was gonna shut it off. That's a cool car. Alright, y'all. It's a little bittersweet. This truck is running the best it's ever run. Not gonna lie, we put an Edelbrock carburetor on it. Worked the deal, sold it to a gentleman. Have brought it up here and delivered it to him. And I mean, it's running real good. But that's gonna do it for the C10 on the channel. Hope y'all enjoyed the footage. We're gonna use some of this money to put some tires on that 55 Buick and then buy some parts for the 57 pickup we're building. So that being said, there you go. Hope y'all enjoyed the footage. Hope you enjoyed the truck. I did. It was short-lived, but it's a cool truck for sure. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.